beautiful music, whatever it is that keeps you nice and focused, and we'll begin our session for this evening. So thank you all for joining me. It's lovely to see you all on this beautiful day, beautiful evening. I can just see the sun setting now. Got a really beautiful sky. So a nice setting for our Cultivating Patience Yin Yoga session. So let's close our eyes, just spend a few moments settling into our practice and just melting away from the busyness of the outside world. And we'll start now. Just close your eyes. Take a few breaths. Let's just warm up the head and neck just by making a few circles, going in one direction to begin with. And maybe the other way now. And opening the eyes, bringing our hands to heart center. Let's have a little bit of a stretch of the spine. So pressing down into the sit bones, lengthening up through the spine. And exhale forward into a very gentle forward bend. And inhale back to center. And we'll begin our practice this evening. So we're going to, I've got a series of postures and some affirmations that can help us focus on cultivating patience and being patient with ourselves, being patient with the planet, being patient with others. Just the fact that you're attending a Yin Yoga class would indicate that I'm preaching to people who already got that patience, because Yin Yoga is, it does encourage patience. You know, when we're sat in these postures for 3 to 6 minutes, then you do have to be patient with yourself. And the fact that you keep coming week in, week out would suggest that you're already quite patient people. If I do a retreat or if I do a workshop, I know immediately the people who are going to like Yin Yoga and those who don't. But I really want to say to those who don't that they really need it, because they're the people that are rushing about, never making space, never taking notice of what's going on. And I'm one of those people. I was one of those people that in time gone by was rushing. And I wanted to do this fast, sweaty yoga all the time. I hope I'm not like that now. I do have a tendency to be like that. But Yin Yoga has taught me to be much more patient and to allow my body to progress in a much more natural way. So I will stop talking and we're going to come to our first posture, which is supported straddle against the wall. Maggie, if you haven't got a wall, just use a bolster or a brick to pop under your sit bones, and that will help you maintain your posture. For those of you who have got a wall, then we're just going to take a few moments to get up close and personal with the wall. I'm going to adjust my mat. I'm going to grab a blanket. And we're going to have 5 minutes in our first posture. So tucking your bottom against the wall. And Tiana, maybe you can use your bed and then just allow the legs to come down and straddle and totally relax. So it is a really, really relaxing posture. You can lift your sit bones. You can pop a little bit of a blanket underneath the lower spine. We're very lucky that gravity will help with this posture. So just allow those legs to flop out. Good. So you should feel quite a nice stretch in the inside of the groin area and the inside of the thighs. You might feel that tissue releasing, and as it releases, your legs going deeper and deeper into the stretch. In a couple of minutes, you might feel a bit like a gymnast. And release any tension around the toes and the feet. Allow the shoulders and the arms to completely relax. We've done 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes to go. And our first affirmation is, I feel at ease while waiting. I feel at ease while waiting. 30 seconds to go. And slowly, slowly, slowly draw the legs together, release from being supported by the wall and come down onto your blocks for your rebound. So we're just going to come into a rebound for about a minute before our next posture. And when you're ready, you can slowly come out of your rebound posture. And we're going to come into our next Yin Yoga posture. And we're going to have 5 minutes in melting heart. So you've all done melting heart before. You know the easy melting heart, and maybe using a block or a blanket or a small bolster to make it a little bit more intense. So melting heart unsupported, pressing the arms in front of you, relaxing into the posture. If you don't feel anything with that posture, then using something to raise the arms above the mat to increase the tension around the shoulders. So take a few minutes to set yourself up. I start off with good intention. I start to use my bolster, but it can get a little bit intense over the 5 minutes. So there's no rules to say that you can't get rid of your blocks after a short while and then just come down into a normal melting heart. So we have 5 minutes starting now. So hips or knees hip width apart, arms stretched out in front of you, pressing chest down to the mat, feeling that lovely stretch of the spine and searching for stillness and space while you relax into your posture. Well done, everybody. Keep breathing into the pose. Keep enjoying the stretch. 2 minutes have gone, 3 minutes left. And our next affirmation is, I trust everything will happen in its own time. I trust everything will happen in its own time. Just over 1 minute to go. Very well done, everybody. And slowly, slowly come onto your tummies for your rebound posture. You probably feel that in the shoulder area. Very, very well done. That can be quite intense. So just sink down into the mat, relax. Maybe contemplate that affirmation again. I trust everything will happen in its own time. We generally want a quick fix of elements in our life. We want to take a pill and feel better. We want to attend a yoga class and feel like Olga Corbett or generally amazing. But we all know that life doesn't work like that. And to learn any skill to improve our health, it needs work and it needs patience. So take this time to reflect on ways in which you demonstrate patience and ways that maybe we can embrace patience a little bit more. And slowly, slowly, slowly come out of your rebound, and we'll get ready for our next posture, which is caterpillar. So we've had one stretch back, and now we're going to have a stretch the other way. We're going to use our bolsters if we want to, and we're going to stretch the legs in front of us. You can use a block. I've got a nice shallow block now to raise the sit bones, and that makes our forward bends a lot easier. So any way you wish to. And we have 5 minutes in caterpillar posture. So get nice and comfy. Grab your props, grab your blanket, grab your bolster. And let's go into it in a vinyasa way. So let's inhale those fingertips up to the sky, pressing down through the backs of the legs, flexing the feet, being really, really strong through our posture, and press the upper body forward, pressing the chest forward, the arms forward. And then once you're in your full expression, I want you to release all that tension. So release the bandhas, release the push forward, release the pressing down. And just like a rubber band after it's been stretched, I want your body to assume what you interpret as caterpillar posture. So we have got 5 minutes here. So a nice amount of time for that body and that tissue to start resculpting itself. The fibers in our fascia start stretching and remolding. So just stay here, relax, enjoy. Keep breathing. And our next affirmation is, I relax and enjoy the journey. I relax and enjoy the journey. Just over 1 minute to go. When I was reading about patience in Yin Yoga today, there was a very interesting paragraph on fidgeting and how we tend to fidget in Yin Yoga, and how it was a way of the mind trying to distract us from the here and now and take us into the past or into the future. So the advice was to, if you feel like you've got a tendency to fidget, which I definitely do, is to breathe and just ask yourself, do I really need to adjust that leg? Do I really need to adjust that arm? Do I really need to adjust that hip? So just questioning the body's need to fidget. And if you really do, if you're very uncomfortable, then go ahead and adjust. If you don't, then just telling your body and your mind, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm going to find space. And I'm going to find stillness. And slowly, slowly, slowly release. Release, release, release. After that 5 minutes, you definitely need a nice, wholesome rebound. So adjust your posture, come down onto your backs, release into your relaxation posture and stay there for at least a minute, allowing the body to recalibrate, to recognize the stretching that it's just done, and to enjoy. Stay there, keep breathing, enjoy the rebound. And slowly, slowly come out of your rebound for our next posture. So for our next posture, I've done something a little bit differently. I've broken the bows of Yin Yoga and I've combined two postures. I just wanted to see how it works, really. I quite like the flow from one to another. I'll see what you think afterwards. But we're going to come into Janusasana, so head to knee posture. And we're going to stay here for 3 to 4 minutes. And then we're going to go straight into half saddle. So keeping that right leg there, taking the leg that was bent, taking that foot back, stretching that front thigh, and then reclining back into half saddle. So we're going to combine those two movements. So if you need to grab a pillow to put behind you, or a bolster, or a cushion, then please do. So we're going to go straight from Janusasana into reclined saddle. And then we'll do the same on the other side after a rebound. So when you're ready, we've got 4 minutes in Janusasana. Obviously not our yang style Janusasana. This is completely yin. So those 4 minutes starts now. So again, you can enter the posture nice and strongly, pressing down through your foundation, stretching up, and then pressing forward. Sorry, I'm just about to get cramped. And then once you're in your full expression, then completely relaxing. Don't wait for me, I've got cramp in my thigh. You go ahead. And relaxing completely. So that head and neck and shoulders are completely flopping over that outstretched leg and the leg that's really bent. So there's no flexing of that front foot. It's completely flopped to the side. So these front bends are, it's quite an honour for me really, because over the weeks and months I can see the difference. It's much easier for me to see the difference in people's progress than for them to see their own progress. But in the weeks and months that we've been doing Yin and Vinyasa, I've seen people gone from being up high in their forward bend to slowly sinking lower and lower into their forward bend postures. That isn't achieved by force. That is achieved by being patient and being patient with yourselves. So that demonstrates the wonder of patience and how glorious it can be. And our posture, our affirmation here is, I pause to listen. I pause to listen. Just over 30 seconds left. And slowly come out of that forward bend and be prepared to lean back now. So our foot is going to change slightly, or our leg is going to change slightly. We're going to come into half saddle. So that left foot is going to tuck behind us and we're going to get nice and comfy. I might grab a brick. Well, I've got a brick there. And then we're going to slowly, with support. Some of you will come down onto your mat. You won't need the bolster, you won't need the mat. You'll have quite flexible front thighs that will allow you to go completely straight down onto the mat. And we'll have 3 minutes here. So I'm going to put my timer on. And 3 minutes starting now. Good. Yeah, so for those of you, so anti, don't worry. So if you want to, you can bend. So the leg that's stretched out, if you bend it, that will give you a little bit more flexibility in that left hip. And you don't have to go back. You can prop yourself up onto your forearms and you can stay quite high up. All we're aiming for is to feel that stretch in the front of the thigh and maybe mobilize this left hip slightly. So I'm just going to demonstrate without the props. That's with knee, so the supporting knee bent. That's with the supporting leg straight. To be honest, not feeling a huge difference in that. I suppose that with the right knee bent, that does give me a little bit more flexibility in this hip. Just under a minute left. And slowly, slowly start to uncurl from your half saddle posture, taking that left leg or the leg that was bent and press it away so that you're relaxed in your rebound posture. And let's have about a minute here before we do exactly the same on the other side. And slowly, slowly coming back up to sitting. Take your time. And we're going to do Janu Sasana on the other side. So this time the other leg is stretched out in front of us. And for me, it's the right foot that comes into the inside of my left leg. Again, we can approach it strongly and then soften into the posture, which I think works quite well. It gives you some awareness of how the change from strength to softness that equally is therapeutic. And we're going to inhale those fingertips up to the sky and exhale forward. You may notice difference in flexibility on this side. So for me, I'm not as flexible with this leg. It's fine, don't worry. Just enjoy your forward bend. And then allow the body to completely soften into the posture. Just allowing that left foot to flop out to the side. Giving your back permission to round. You don't usually do that in vinyasa. We're always telling it to be straight and strong. And that right leg is just flopping to the side. And that knee just gently bouncing into that bent position. And our affirmation here is, healing takes time, and I embrace the process. Healing takes time, and I embrace the process. Just under a minute to go. And slowly, slowly, slowly come out of Janusasana and just prepare yourselves to come into half saddle. So the other thing that you can do to make it more comfortable is put a block or a pillow or a cushion under the knee that is bent. Nice and luxurious. To use the bolsters to help support you. And then you can come into a much more supported half saddle. So I'm trying not to make this is a Yin Yoga is not restorative yoga. Restorative yoga is where every part of the body is supported. We are trying to sort of meet an edge and expand flexibility. So I don't want to make it too easy, but if props underneath that leg do help, then please grab them and use them. And we have 3 minutes starting from now. So one of the affirmations I haven't used tonight, that is very common sense really, is that by cultivating our patience, it improves our relationships with other people. And in my work, it's really important that I stay nice and patient, because although I've got timelines to meet and lots of patients to see and deal with, then it's remembering that everyone is an individual and everyone has needs that maybe I'm not aware of. And it brings me to remember a patient 20 years ago. I'll never forget him. And he was in his mid-70s, and he came for an examination. And it was taking ages. This patient took ages to get ready and ages to come into the room. And I remember twiddling my fingers and thinking, tapping my feet, wondering what's happening to this patient. And he came in he eventually turned up into the room, and I did the examination, and everything was fine. He was absolutely fine. And he left, and I saw the next patient. But at the end of the list, he'd left me a letter, and in the letter it just said, "Thank you so much for doing the procedure and for being so patient with him." I'm wondering if that was a bit tongue-in-cheek, but he explained that although he was in his mid-70s, he had a very young wife and he had a 3-year-old son, and he was very concerned about being able to grow older and seeing his son grow up. And I really did make me think about my response to having to wait for him. And I do try to learn from those incidents, but I'll never forget him. I'll never forget his face. So, yeah. Patience, very important for me to cultivate. And slowly, slowly, slowly come out of your half saddle posture. Drop your props to the side. Lengthen out the legs. Ooh, and come down into your rebound, your relaxation posture, and completely relax. And stay there and breathe. And slowly, slowly, slowly come up for our next posture, which is everyone's favourite, and it is cat grabbing the tail. So I think we've done this a couple of times online. This is definitely a posture that we need to be patient with, because it's tricky. It's tricky to understand the shape, and it's tricky to allow the body to melt down into the posture because it is so intense. So I'm just going to demonstrate. We're going to do 3 minutes on both sides. So I'm just going to demonstrate. So lying down and then tucking this right foot underneath the left thigh and grabbing. As you can see, I'm grabbing that left foot. Sorry, my right foot with my left hand. My right arm stretches out to the side, and then I just tilt my body slightly so that this left leg goes over to the right side. So I've got a twist in my body. The idea is to get this left shoulder down towards the mat. Mine is down towards it, but it's still about 2-3 inches away from it. And then if you want to, you can stretch this left leg out straight. And that produces quite a strong stretch that you will wonder, how on earth do you relax into that shape? Just adjust. If you need to bend that knee, bend that straighten knee. Okay? And we've got 3 minutes. Starting now. I'm looking at you, you're looking at me. Let's do that again. So right foot into the left hand. Lying the shoulders down onto the mat, tilting the body so that this left knee bends over to the right side of the mat. And just stay there and breathe into that shape. So I know some of you have been doing this for a while, and you will be happy to straighten that leg out a little bit. If I straighten it and keep it really low, that feels absolutely fine, and maybe that's what I'll do. The minute I try to lift that left leg up towards the top of the room or towards my shoulder, that's when it's really uncomfortable. So it's just finding somewhere that feels like a very therapeutic stretch, but is sustainable. That's it, keep doing it. I'm going to look at you. Good. Great. Keep breathing. About 30 seconds to go. And slowly, slowly release into your rebound posture. So after some postures, you don't always feel the therapeutic effect of the rebound, but after more strenuous postures like that one, gosh, it's such a joy to go into the rebound. And then very slowly coming out of your rebound posture, and we're going to do cat grabbing its tail on the other side. So this time I'm going to grab my left foot with my right hand. And my left arm is out away from my shoulders. And I'm just going to tilt my body so that my right knee comes over to my left side. And you can stay here with a leg that's bent. If you want to, you can stretch that leg out and you can grab that left leg with the left arm or the left hand and stay there for 3 minutes if you can. Actually, I've just been leaning my foot on that bolster and it does make it much more doable. And we have 3 minutes starting now. Good, very well done. Some nice outstretched legs there. Very well done. So allowing your body time to sink into the posture. Try not to get irritated or frustrated because your leg's not straightening or that right leg isn't doing what your brain is telling it to do. Don't worry about any of that. Just feel that therapeutic stretch and enjoy. Just 1 minute to go. slowly, slowly release. Stretch those legs out. Relax the shoulders, relax the hips. And come into your rebound for a few moments before our next posture. And slowly, slowly come back up to sitting. And we're going to do what will probably be our final posture. I've been looking at the clock thinking, oh, we've got plenty of time. Not remembering that we actually started at 1/4 and not 1/2. So we're going to come into seated straddle, but we're not coming into the forward bend. We're going to come into a side bend that we're going to hold on 3 minutes. So for 3 minutes on either side. I'm going to get my clock ready. So we haven't done this before in Yin Yoga, so we're going to give it a go. So we would usually take our hand over our head in Vinyasa. That makes it very difficult to relax into the posture. So we're going to take this left hand and I've popped it behind my back and I've grabbed the inside, let me see if I can show you, of my trouser band. Okay, so that's going to keep this left shoulder back. And then with this arm, you can use a cushion or a prop. We're just going to tilt to the right hand side and we're going to stay here for 3 minutes. So I've caught hold of my leg or my foot to keep me nice and balanced. You can pop your hand down the inside of your leg and use the pressure from that leg to help you maintain your stretch to the right hand side. Okay, don't go down too much because you might get a stitch in your side, so just take it nice and slowly. And we've got 3 minutes starting from now. If that left side around the adrenals or just in your lower spine is feeling a bit too stretched, just come up a little bit. If it's not feeling stretched at all, sit down a little bit more. Halfway through, 1.5 minutes to go. And our affirmation here is I honor the time it takes for everything to manifest. I honor the time it takes for everything to manifest. And slowly, slowly release. Gosh, that is quite a strong stretch. So we're going to need a good few moments in rebound in order to allow the body to recalibrate after that stretch. So just stretch your legs out, lean back and relax. And very slowly come back up to sitting. And we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So back into our seated straddle. And this time, popping that right hand behind the back, grabbing the waistband of your knickers or your trousers. And then just slowly sinking down to the left side this time. So it might feel very different. So felt quite doable on the right side. This side is a little bit different for me. So we have 3 minutes here. Very good, everybody. It is quite a strong stretch. You're doing very, very well. So if you're stretching down that left leg, just see if you can let that right leg go really floppy. And then maybe just relax the head and neck if you can. Difficult because the head and the neck are in such a position that they will add to the weight of the pressing down along that left leg. So just be very careful if it's too much. Just over a minute to go. And slowly release. Release, release, release. Come down onto your rebound and prepare for final relaxation. Oh gosh, that was very strong. And get nice and comfortable, nice and warm. I have got a little bit of a meditation. I'm going to cut it down slightly. So get nice and comfortable while we enjoy a little bit of meditation. So just let your body sink down into the mat. Maybe taking your awareness to those areas where you really felt that stretch. Just feeling how good it is to come into a neutral position and feel how vibrant that area feels and how wondrous it will be for that flexibility to increase over the weeks and months and years. So make yourself comfortable and close your eyes. Take a slow, deep breath and let go of any tension as you feel yourself sinking into the surface you're resting on, becoming still more comfortable and relaxed. Take another slow, deep breath and release your thoughts, letting them drift far away. And take another slow, deep breath and know that in this moment, all is well. Imagine you're walking in a lovely valley meadow on a beautiful autumn day. The sun is warm on your back and puffy white clouds float by lazily overhead in the soft blue sky. A little stream winds its way into the meadow from the hills nearby, and as you approach the stream, its gentle sounds begin to soothe and comfort you. You can smell the sweet scent of the stream, the grass and the wildflowers scattered here and there across the meadow. You feel peaceful and quite at home here and find a comfortable place to sit by the stream and relax. A little way upstream is a majestic oak tree in full autumn colours. Its leaves all shades of yellow, orange, red and brown. Now and then a gentle breeze rustles the leaves and sends one drifting down to the water. One by one, the leaves float softly towards you on the current until you can make out their shape and colour, and then watch them float on their way downstream, far out of sight. As you watch, you feel no concern about how long it takes for each leaf to reach you, no pressure over when it will finally pass out of sight. The current carries everyone at nature's pace, and you're content to simply relax and watch. As you continue to enjoy the lovely setting, take some time to reflect on the following questions. What demands do I place on myself and others that interfere with my ability to relax, enjoy the flow of life, and be at peace? The leaves continue to fall and drift by, now a yellow one, now a red one, and the stream continues to offer its music to accompany this play of nature. All is calm. Consider a situation in your life where you might normally feel pressure or impatience. How could you modify your attitude or behaviour to come into greater harmony with this situation? Use your imagination to observe yourself and to adjust your response. Watch as you allow things to unfold at their most natural pace, without any attachment to the speed or result of the outcome. If it's your job to participate in the process, imagine yourself doing so as simply and directly as possible, from a peaceful and neutral state of mind. Take some time to observe yourself as you soften your response and notice how the results of this change might feel in your body, mind, and emotions. You look across the stream to the other side, and you'll see a family of foxes making their way across the meadow, looking for their dinner. Softly and patiently they go, perhaps finding insects, mice, or other food to enjoy. And now and then they stop to play with each other or look around at the stream or the hills in the distance, taking everything in. Consider another situation in your life, one that involves a certain level of intensity, concentrated effort, or hard work over an extended period of time. Observe yourself and notice whether you tend to let tension mount to the point where you lose your patience. Visualize yourself doing something to break up the tension in that situation. Whether that means taking short breaks, switching tasks, using humour and laughter, taking slow, deep breaths, or just relaxing into the work in some way. Take time to watch yourself making this adjustment and notice how it affects the way you feel. It will soon be time to bring this journey to a close. First, take a moment to thank yourself for giving yourself this opportunity to relax and reflect. And now bring some movement to your hands and to your feet. Maybe a rock of the head from side to side. And coming over onto your right or left side before coming up to sitting to close our practice. So well done, everybody. I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed it. It was really interesting to do some of the work around the Yin Yoga and patience. It's something that I think I'll come back to in the future as well. So very well done. Some tricky positions, especially with cat grabbing its tail, and also forward bend and the side bends as well. So very well done. Vinyasa tomorrow at 6:30. Vinyasa on Sunday, and I think I might have to get back to you about Tuesday next week. I might have to swap it to the Thursday, but I'm going to come back to you on that when I find out a little bit more. Okay, so very well done, everybody. Absolutely brilliant. Let's close on 3 breaths. Let's inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. Namaste, everybody. Thank you very much. See you next week. Take care, everybody. Well done. Very well done. It's Chinese New Year, so we'll probably do something a bit Chinesey next week. Okay? Brilliant. Take care, everybody. Bye.